Hello everyone and welcome to number 27 and to an update on my fleet. Let's start with the car that started it all, number 27, and the only car that is still here from when I did my last update with the 3 cars. So at that stage I had my Porsche 964, I had an Integrale and I had a Lotus. Since then, I've converted that Porsche 964 from 4-wheel drive to 2-wheel drive, and that has not been really completely smooth sailing. I'm glad I did it. The car does handle a lot better, it goes a lot better, it's lost a lot of weight, but there have been a few teething issues. There's a separate video going in through all of that, and that will come after, so I'm not going to go into massive detail. But suffice to say, I've run into a few problems and it's cost me quite a bit of money. The thing is with that 964 that it's basically become a track car, and to be quite honest, it's not really best suited as a track car. It's just too expensive to run, it's not quite quick enough. But I'm down that route now and that car's a keeper. So I've got no choice but to go through that. Next in line is my Evora that I picked up from Edinburgh, it must be about a month ago now. It's been pretty much plain sailing, apart from a water leak that I had. As soon as I got back home, the driver's side mat was literally just dripping with water. We thought maybe it was a seal on the door. It turned out to be more than that, and eventually I took it to Bell & Colville, Lotus dealers here in close to London. They had a look at it, and the bill actually came. They had to change, it was coming in through the windscreen. They had to change windscreen seals, door seals, seals to the heater box, and it was quite a big job, and it cost about £900. Luckily, I had the 12-month warranty from GTI World, who I bought the car from, and they were as good as gold. Just said, yes, just go ahead with it. They paid it, sorted it all out, so that was great. So really happy about that. One thing was the noise levels, they're just not quite right. So I've bought a bypass pipe, and I'm going to get rid of the third cat, and I'm hoping I'm going to fit that today. Really happy with the Evora, really like it. Great car, just really nice to drive and fabulous. Then an unexpected addition to 12 cars was this Subaru Impreza WRX. It's a 1997 Japanese import, but it was actually imported only when it was 2 years old, so I think in 1999. So it's not one of the recent imports that tend to be completely shagged out because the Japanese have had enough of them. This one has actually been here and been loved and cared and looked for, and it's a really, really good car. When I went up to Liverpool to see it, I thought that, well, you know, a car like this with this originality, the cleanness of the interior, the panels are all straight, the engine's been rebuilt, the gearbox has been rebuilt. I just couldn't help it, and also it's just such a characterful car that I instantly loved it. So it was a bit of a love affair with this until the point that I first washed it, and I found out that there's a little bit of rust on the roof leading edge where it touches the windscreen. But it's not an area, when I read up all the buying guides, that is actually known as an issue with rust with these cars, so I checked the arches and other bits more carefully. I didn't even look at that. In terms of drivability, these are really, I mean, the engine is the most addictive thing about it. There's just something about this whole car, and you know, these JDM sort of cars, the R32 that I had GTR, I really, really loved as well. There's a particular character to them, and I really like it. This will have to go soon, so as soon as I've treated the rust, I'll list it, and it will have to go. The Evora I really do want to keep for as long as possible. That's staying. Another big thing which is coming up, tomorrow I'm going to see a Frog Eye Sprite. Now, a lot of you, I think, look at the more modern cars that I do, so I don't know how excited you're going to be about that. But again, it's a car that has been standing for a few years that I want to do a little bit of work on, and maybe I can make a little bit of money on as well. So it's going to be a new sort of project. Not only will I get the car, but I'll do videos on me working on it, getting it running, and then again putting it for sale. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to include the Sprite into 12 cars. I'll have to think about that. It is a car I've always wanted to have, but it's obviously very different from everything else that's been on there. But in any case, the Subaru's going now. The Evora will have to go at some point, and I am starting to think about what to get next. And there's a few options, and I really want to know your opinions on these. First, as a next car, would be a Corvette, the ones that were made from 68 onwards, Coke bottle shape Corvette, which I really like. They're not great handling cars, but they do look amazing, and they've got those really meaty engines, and I should have an American car really on 12 cars, so that's one option. An RX-7 is another option. I drove one recently and absolutely loved it. They're really cool cars. Or a TVR T350. Let me know what you think. Thank you all very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't to see what happens, and see you for the next one.